Hi, this is Dr. Martha, and welcome to this episode of my podcast, EnergyMedicineWoman.com. Now, you will notice that on the screen, I have a graphic of the body, and it shows how CBD affects various parts of our body, because that's what today's episode of Energy Medicine Woman is about. I want to kind of give you a little CBD 101 because I recommend CBD to some of my patients. I use it myself. But I think when you go into a store without any information, it can be a little overwhelming. There are shelves full of edibles and tinctures and capsules, and you just aren't really certain what to do. So I'm going to talk about that for you. So first of all, CBD supports overall wellness. It promotes homeostasis. So that means that it helps create balance in the body. Now, I'm a Chinese medicine practitioner, and what I work with every day is imbalance in the body, because imbalances, even emotional imbalances, can lead to physical problems. So that's one of the functions of CBD. Another is it's a powerful antioxidant. It also helps support immune function, and it also can help create or support a healthy, positive mood. Now, how does it do this? Well, first of all, CBD is the acronym that is used for cannabidiol. Now, there are over 100 different cannabinoids that are in the cannabis sativa plant, but it turns out that there are other plants that have cannabinoids in them, and those include the black pepper plant, echinacea, and even the cacao plant. But of course, there are different concentrations of them in different plants. But any phytocannabinoid can interact with what is called, for short, your ECS system, which is one of the nervous systems in our body, called the endocannabinoid system. So that's why we're going to say ECS for short. Now, we've all taken biology in school, in high school, maybe even in college. And so you learned about the major systems in the body, at least a few of them. Our central nervous system, our sympathetic nervous system, our parasympathetic nervous system, our immune system, our digestive system, our endocrine system. Well, you probably did not learn about the ECS system, and it's not new. It's not new in the human body, but a lot of research is now being done about it. So how does it work? Well, first of all, there are endogenous cannabinoid receptors that are in the brains of mammals, present throughout the central nervous system and peripheral nervous systems. The ECS is composed of lipids and receptors that respond to CBD and that regulate many mechanisms in the body. Another way of saying that is that cannabinoids are naturally occurring chemicals that are found in the body and are part of the ECS system. What they do is act like little messengers. So they send signals to the brain, the gut, and other areas of the body to help regulate basic body functions, just like how some other, like our natural opioid system, sends signals to the brain to help relieve pain. So it's the same sort of a thing, but with this ECS system. Now, CBD interacts with that system to support your immune response, your mood, memory, and motor function. Plus, there are concentrated areas in the brain that CBD especially can affect memory, high cognition, emotion, and motor coordination. So if you imagine your body like a machine, each system works together to keep the machine working, right? To keep the machine moving. The immune system is like a filtration system, right? Try to filter out bacteria and viruses that are dangerous to the body. The brain is like the motherboard, right? Runs everything. And the endocannabinoids help maintain these systems. They are designed to help maintain the health level of the body, and so that's where CBD comes in. If the body is suffering from a cannabinoid deficiency, taking CBD can help equalize that deficiency, because we do have they're a finite resource. So we can get deficient in them, and then we're going to get things like headaches, irritability, or other health issues. More common colds, can't fight off a cold, have mood disorders. So CBD is like a power-up for the ECS. And when you think about it, as I said earlier, most health problems are the result of some sort of imbalance in the body. So CBD can help balance out the ECS. Due to its unique molecular structure, CBD can be absorbed in the body, both topically and orally. So that's why you have so many, or a number of different ways, formats of it and formulations that you can take. You've probably seen it as a dietary supplement. Some cosmetics even have it. Food, edibles have it. They are pet products that have it. So there are lots of different ways to take it. So let's consider some health conditions that result from the imbalance in the ECS and how CBD can benefit those conditions by restoring balance. And again, if you look at the screen, we see can promote heart health by reducing blood pressure, reducing inflammation. And what else does it help by reducing inflammation? Pain. Reducing inflammation that causes cell death, that's anti-aging, right? That's the antioxidant part, because as our cells die off, we can start to get some imbalances. So stress and anxiety. This often occurs as a result of a situation that you perceive as risky, dangerous, or unwanted, right? That leads to stress, and then sometimes to anxiety and or depression. Then an imbalance of hormones or excessive messages in the brain increases your cortisol levels, and that causes you to feel stressed. CBD combats stress by regulating how your brain responds to stress signals and maintains your cortisol levels, or helps maintain them, instead of letting them get out of control, and then you see your anxiety or your depression. Then inflammation, which I mentioned a minute ago. This can sometimes be a part of your body becomes swollen and hot, which would be very painful. But since there's a big, range and severity, inflammation is linked to conditions like arthritis, bacterial infections, and even autoimmune disorders. Well, CBD combats inflammation by suppressing inflammatory response and pathways, stimulating the production of regulatory cells, and managing our pain perception. This is why I think one of the first things it was recommended for, recommended for when it was was discovered or talked about, was use during seizures, but then pain, I think. Now, seizures are caused by erratic electrical activity in the brain, right? We all know that, and then that causes the body to shake violently. Well, CBD has been proven to greatly reduce seizures in patients suffering from conditions like epilepsy. It reduces seizures by slowing down the excitatory nerve activity and subduing the brain's reaction to those intensified signals that then cause the brain to overload. And then, as I said, if you refer to your screen, you can see that it relieves mental disorders, or mental conditions. Disorders might be too strong a word, like anxiety, stress, and depression. It can help the body defend against neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and multiple sclerosis. That's part of the antioxidant part. Relieves pain. Prevents broken bones and promotes bone growth and repair. Again, it's part of the balance, part of the antioxidant part. And honestly, one of my favorite ways to use CBD right now is through the use of inhaling terpenes. That's a part of the CBD plant. It has many parts, but the terpenes can be extracted out. And it's kind of like a little ritual. You just put a few drops of the terpenes in and cup your hands and then take some deep breaths. So when I say ritual, it's partly the ritual of doing that, cupping your hands and breathing, but it's also the breathing part. A lot of times with anxiety or when we're under continuous stress, we don't breathe deeply. We breathe very shallowly. In fact, the diaphragm can actually get locked because we're just not using it. We're like only chest breathing. Well, we need to belly breathe. We need to pull that air down with our diaphragm and take some deep breaths. Well, breathing in the terpenes, the way they are formed in this aromatherapy, if you want to call it that, but it's stronger than that. It's stronger than aromatherapy. Does help me start out the day, kind of, or if I have a cold and I need to use one particular blend. So anyway, that's kind of the thing I'm enjoying most right now. But at any rate, I hope this helped you. Again, this is an episode of my podcast, Energy Medicine Woman. It's Dr. Martha here, Dr. Martha Lucas. I can be reached by email at drmlucas@acupuncturewoman.com, or you can go to acupuncturewoman.com and click on the Contact Dr. Lucas button. You can also sign up for my newsletter there, where I love to send out tips and information and specials. So again, the email though is drmlucas@acupuncturewoman.com. I hope you learned a lot and take care.